that's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna collect all these bills too as well. I mean, I heard after his last fight, he did like an interview, or somebody asked him a question about him fighting me, and I heard him say he's not gonna fight me. You know,
Why?
Yeah, I guess he said not come back to the 154. So let that man enjoy his victory. You know, he just beat Canelo. You know, the face of boxing. So that makes Canelo. I mean, that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight. You know, and yeah.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, the former IBF, WBA, Ring Magazine, welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, the Phenom, as you guys know I refer to him as, Geronnis Enis, finally just go ahead and states that the 5-division world champion, 3-division undisputed champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, and the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, Terence "Bud" Crawford, who has 42 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout, is indeed the face of boxing. Geronnis Enis, as you heard, he says, Terence Crawford, let him be. Finally, this is what I've been saying, right? That he has to speak up for himself. Geronnis Enis is carving out his own path. He's 35 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout, 28 years of age. He's young, and the landscape is wide open for him to capture to be the new face of boxing and the pound-for-pound king. He has the names available. He has the fights available. He has the necessary pieces around him to make him the pound-for-pound #1 fighter in the world, the cash cow and the superstar in boxing. And he has the flexibility that Terence Crawford didn't have when he was with Top Rank and legendary promoter Hall of Famer Bob Arum and ESPN. And then the other fighters was with PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and Al Heyman. The size of the streets, the division. It don't exist today. Geronnis Enis has an opportunity that Terence Crawford does not have. He has the ability to fight whomever he wants to fight, whenever he wants to fight them, because Eddie Hearn works with Matchroom CEO and promoter Eddie Hearn, who signed Geronnis Enis. He works with His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, and Turki Al-Sheikh has eliminated sides of the street talk. And there is no more Showtime that's paying a budget to PBC. There is no more ESPN that's paying a budget to Top Rank. There is no more division. You have to go through Turkey, or you have to go through your very own promoters, which is the promoters that have to deal with DAZN, and they don't have a budget. So in order to make fights and profitable, they have to make the best fight the best. And now Eddie Hearn is stating that they want to fight Jermell Charlo. Now, he mentioned Errol Spence. I'm not even going to go there because that's pointless. But Jermell Charlo has been vocal. He's been calling out Geronnis Enis. Jermell Charlo is a 3-time junior middleweight champion, former undisputed junior middleweight world champion, and he was the best until proven otherwise. He still hasn't been dethroned. The best junior middleweight 154-pounder in the world. He lost to Canelo 2 years ago, and we haven't seen him fight. And he lost his belts due to the fact that he went up to 168 pounds. Jermell Charlo has not lost in 154 other than his loss to Tony Harrison that he avenged, knocked out Tony Harrison, and then his draw with Castano, and then he came back and knocked him out for undisputed. Jermell Charlo is 35 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. And that other loss came at Canelo Alvarez when he went to 168. So therefore, Jermell Charlo, in my opinion, is still the best 54-pounder in the world until dethroned. But Eddie Hearn is saying that he's willing to make a fight now with Jermell Charlo, since Jermell Charlo called out Geronnis Enis. But then he backs that up with the same old claim because they don't have a budget. They don't have a network that they could waste money. So now he's saying that Well, you can just imagine all the money Jermell Charlo gonna ask for. I'm telling you now that Jaron Boots Ennis is going to fight Abas Bahru, who is the WBA junior middleweight world champion. Okay, that's who Jaron Boots Ennis is gonna fight next. Keep telling you guys this, right? It sounds good that he'll fight Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz got a big fight coming up in a few weeks against Erickson the Hammer Lubin. Okay, and I'm not sure Virgil Ortiz gets past Erickson the Hammer Lubin. I'm just not sure of that. Abas Bahru, okay, is 17 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout. He just beat Geronnis Enis in August. He shocked Geronnis Enis with a unanimous decision. He was the underdog, and he got elevated to the WBA champion once Terence Crawford vacated the belt. So he's the WBA champion. Eddie Hearn goes on to say that, the goal is to get one of the champions for Jaron Boots Ennis. And if we can't get one of the champions, then we want a marquee fight and a marquee name like Mexican superstar, WBC interim champion, Virgil Ortiz Jr., who is 23 wins, 1 loss, 23 wins, no loss, no draw, 21 wins by way of knockout. So he's telling you right there, if we can't get one of the champions, then we'll look for the marquee name. Which he's telling you right there is going to be Abas Bahru. Let me read to you what he says. My choices for Geronnis Enis' next fight in 2026 would be one of the 154-pound champions. Sebastian Fundora holds the WBC, but he's going to fight Keith Thurman. He mentions Abas Bahru, Xander Zayas, and Bakhram Mataliev, right? But listen what he says. If we can't get one of those champions, we'll aim for a marquee fight like Virgil Ortiz next. The key is Boots is the legacy. The key is for Boots is the legacy, the championship, and that's the belt holders. This is what Eddie Hearn said to Brian Custer. So you've got Fundora, who's fighting Keith Thurman, so he's not available. Xander Zayas, who's not fighting Geronnis Enis no time soon. Then he says you've got Bakhram Mataliev, but he don't mention a fight with Bakhram Mataliev, who his mandatory and his fight just got pushed back, so he's available. But he glosses right over him, and Bakhram took to social media and said he's ready, but he glosses right over him. And then he says you've got Abas Bahru, who just won the WBA title. But then you've got the other guys that don't have a belt, but are marquee fights like Virgil Ortiz, Errol Spence, Jermell Charlo. But you can just imagine the money that Jermell Charlo and Errol Spence are going to ask for. So he's telling you right now. He's telling you it's going to be Abas Bahru. Period. It ain't going to be Jermell Charlo. He's the WBA interim champion now that he beat Usima Lima. Just all you got to do is connect the dots. You don't even need inside sources. He beat Usima Lima and now connect the dots. Period. He's the WBA interim champion. Virgil's the WBC interim champion. Virgil fights, again, Erickson the Hammer Lubin. I don't think Virgil... there's a strong part of me that feels like Virgil is going to lose to Erickson Lubin. I think he's going to lose to Erickson Lubin. There's a strong part of me that just feels like Erickson Lubin is going to shock Virgil Ortiz. He's 27 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 19 wins by way of knockout. He's being overlooked. He's big. He's 5'11" with a 75-inch arm reach. Virgil is 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. Erickson Lubin is a southpaw with power and slick. I just think that he's being overlooked. But we're going to find out, right? So, again, if Virgil Ortiz loses to Erickson Lubin, Lubin already expressed that he's not interested in fighting Ennis next. He has other fish that he wants to fry. And he feels like beating Virgil Ortiz would bolster his name, that he could get the rematch with Jermell Charlo and or Sebastian Fundora, the 2 losses he have on his resume. So expect Geronnis Enis versus Abas Bahru in the early part of 2026, and Eddie Hearn is going to do what he's supposed to do. He's going to play the politic game, and he's going to tell you that nobody was available. They outpriced themselves. I'm telling you now. But let me know what y'all think, man. Drop a comment in the comment section. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.